Imagine you're in a small town. Nobody around you speaks English. Your family isn't rich, and you don't even have a smartphone. You've never traveled abroad, and the only connection you have to English is watching movies you don't even understand. But one day, something changes. What if I told you that despite all these obstacles, you could become fluent in English? How? Well, that's what we're diving into today. In this video, I'm going to take you through the incredible journey of how I went from knowing nothing to speaking English fluently, even without a teacher, without money for classes, and without the internet. By the end of this story, not only will you be inspired, but you'll also learn some life-changing tips to improve your English, step by step. So let's dive in. My name is Jake. I come from a small town where English was almost like a secret code. Nobody around me spoke it. My family was kind-hearted, but we didn't have much money. We didn't own many books, and there was no internet at home when I was a kid. Back then, I didn't know a single word in English. One day, I watched an English movie. I couldn't understand the dialogue, but I saw people laughing, crying, and having deep conversations. I didn't know what they were saying, but I felt it. Something inside me said, I want to understand them. I want to talk like that. That day, I made a promise to myself. I will learn English. It wasn't easy. I had no teacher, no phone, and definitely no money for a language course. But I had a dream. I wrote it on a small piece of paper. I will speak English well. I looked at that line every single day, like it was my personal goalpost. One day, I stumbled upon an old English book in the school library. It was dusty and probably untouched for years. Still, I gave it a shot. I read just one page a day. It took me nearly an hour each time because I had to check every word in a dictionary. But I didn't stop. Then something changed. A new English teacher arrived. Her name was Miss Emma. She was young, cheerful, and full of energy. On her very first day, she said, "Let's speak in English today." Nervously, I stood up and said, "My name is Jake. I want to learn English." She smiled warmly and replied, "Very good, Jake. I believe in you." Those words gave me hope. After class, I walked up to her and asked, "Can you help me?" She said, "Of course, but you have to work hard." I agreed, and that's when everything started to change. She gave me short stories to read, taught me how to listen to English songs, and encouraged me to write my thoughts in a notebook, even with mistakes. Slowly, I started to grow, like a small plant finding its way to the sun. Later, I joined a small English club in the local library. At first, I just listened. I was too shy to speak. One day, Miss Emma asked, "Jake, would you like to share something?" My heart was racing, but I stood up and said, "I like English. I want to speak better." Everyone clapped, and I felt a warm rush of confidence. Every Saturday, I kept going back. We talked, played word games, watched fun videos, and little by little, my fear began to disappear. I started learning how to ask questions, give answers, and most importantly, believe in my own voice. I started listening to English radio shows, even if I couldn't catch everything. I watched cartoons with subtitles and repeated the lines out loud, pausing the video every few seconds like a tiny language detective. I'd stand in front of the mirror, talking to myself. Hello. How are you? I love learning English. It might have looked funny, but it helped. Every time I learned a new word, I wrote it down in a small notebook. Before going to bed, I'd read those words again, like a little bedtime ritual. I even borrowed my friend's phone to use free English learning apps. Step by step, word by word, my English started getting better. Then something really exciting happened. Our school organized a field trip to the city. At the museum, I saw a group of lost tourists looking around, confused. I walked up with a shaky smile and asked, "Do you need help?" They smiled back and said, "Yes, please." I showed them around and spoke in English the whole time. When they said, "You're doing great," I felt like I had superpowers. That moment changed something in me. I wasn't just learning English anymore, I was living it. Later, Miss Emma came up with an idea. She said, "Why don't you start a blog and share your story?" I hesitated, but what if I make mistakes? She smiled and said, "Everyone makes mistakes. Just write from your heart." So, I started a blog called Jake Learns English. I shared everything: my journey, my fears, my tips, and my little victories. And guess what? People actually read it. They left comments like, "You inspire me." But the road wasn't always smooth. One day, I tried reading a tough article. I could barely understand it. It felt like I was back at square one. Then, during an English video call, my mind went blank. I forgot simple words. I felt embarrassed. That night, I asked myself, am I even smart enough to learn this language? I stopped studying. I stopped blogging. I told Miss Emma, "I feel like I'm failing." She looked at me and said, "Jake, this isn't failure. It's just a pause. Let's try something different." She handed me a story journal and said, "Write one short story in English every day. Use your own words. Be creative." So I did. One of my first stories was about a flying cat who loved pizza. I recorded myself reading it, then listened back. I heard my mistakes and corrected them. It was fun. It didn't even feel like studying. It felt like playing with English. Then, something incredible happened. A local news reporter read my blog and sent me an email. "Can we interview you?" I couldn't believe it. During the interview, I spoke about everything: my dreams, my struggles, my methods. A few days later, when the story was published, people in my town came up to me and said, "Jake, you make us proud." And then, life gave me another surprise. One evening, while using a friend's phone to browse a free learning site, I saw something that stopped me in my tracks. It was a scholarship to study English abroad. My heart skipped a beat. This was something I never even dreamed about, but now it was right there on the screen. The requirement? I had to write an essay in English and get a letter from one of my teachers. The old me would have said, "There's no way I can do this." But the new me, the one who had survived vocabulary lists, mirror talks, story journals, and shaky blog posts, said, "Let's try." I ran straight to Miss Emma, nervous but excited. She looked at me, then smiled and said something that lit a fire in me. "Jake, you're ready." And so, I began to write. I didn't use big, difficult words. I didn't try to sound perfect. I just wrote honestly, from my heart. I wrote about how I started from nothing, how I struggled, how I learned, how I failed, and how I never gave up. I added a line from my notebook too. "One day, I will speak English well." Miss Emma read my essay, nodded, and gave me her letter of recommendation. I submitted everything and waited. Weeks passed. And then, one morning, ding! A new email appeared on the screen. I opened it slowly, my fingers shaking. My heart was beating like a drum. The first word I saw was, "Congratulations." I didn't even finish reading the whole email. I started crying. Right there, sitting on a wooden bench outside school. Not sad tears, tears of victory. Tears of that little boy who once read 1 page a day with a dictionary in hand. My hands trembled, but my soul felt like it was flying. I sprinted to school like a crazy person, holding my phone like it was gold. I burst into Miss Emma's classroom. "I got it," I shouted, barely breathing. "I'm going to study English abroad." She dropped her pen, stood up, and hugged me tight. "Jake, you earned this. I'm so proud of you," she whispered. We both had tears in our eyes, and for a moment, everything went silent, except my heartbeat and the sound of dreams coming true. That night, I sat with my parents at dinner. They didn't say much, as always. But their eyes told me everything. My dad patted my shoulder. My mom smiled a little longer than usual. And in that silence, I heard the loudest message: "We're proud of you." Now, I'm packing my bag. Not just clothes and shoes, but my journal, my old vocabulary notebook, that lucky pen Miss Emma gave me, and most importantly, my dream. A dream that is no longer trapped on a piece of paper. A dream that is ready to fly, just like me. In a few days, I'll get on a plane for the very first time. I'll land in a country where people speak English all day. I'll walk on new streets, sit in real classrooms with students from all around the world. And you know what? I'm not afraid anymore. Because I know who I am. I'm Jake. I'm a learner. I'm a dreamer. And I'm a fighter. I will keep learning, not just for me, but for every student who feels lost, who feels poor, who feels invisible. For every young learner who thinks, "I'm not smart enough for English." I've been there. I know that feeling. And I'm here to tell you, it's not true. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need expensive courses. What you really need is hope, hard work, and heart. That's it. And if you've made it to the end of this story, thank you. Really, thank you for giving your time. Thank you for caring about one boy's journey from a tiny town to a big dream. So, what did you think? From a small town to speaking English fluently, doesn't it feel like anything is possible? This is just one story, but trust me, your own journey can be even better, and I'm here to help you make it happen. If this story gave you hope, and you're ready to take that first step toward fluency, drop a comment below telling me what you're going to do differently. Don't forget to like this video if you learned something new today, and hit the subscribe button to keep up with more motivational stories and tips to improve your English. Because this is just the beginning. Keep learning, keep pushing yourself, and remember, Never give up.